So exciting. 72 in Chattanooga, upper 60s heading up into the Blue Ridge. A little more humid this morning also. Some showers over Chattanooga right now, but you can see those heavier rain showers as well as even a few thunderstorms drifting up from the southwest. So it is going to be a rainy commute in for many of you, including those heading into school within the next couple of hours. So temperatures will stay in the low 80s this afternoon, and on again, off again showers and thunderstorms are possible. Just be ready for them at any time today. Rain chances going down, temperatures going up. Heading into the weekend, we'll talk more about that coming up in a moment.
All right, very good, David. Thank you so much. Well, yes, today is the big day. In just a couple of hours, students in Hamilton County will head back to school.
Yeah, teachers too. Well, extra patrols will be out this week in school zones. Don't say we didn't warn you. Channel 3's Tim Pham joins us now live to explain. Good morning, Tim.
Hey, good morning to you guys. We're at Rivermont this morning for the first day of school. Thousands of students across the county will be back in the classroom, and that means there will be a lot more traffic around these school zones, and that's why local law enforcement say they're stepping up patrols in all of the school zones across the county. Local law enforcement agencies are pairing up together this school year to make sure drivers aren't breaking the law. The Tennessee Highway Patrol says they plan to step up their patrols and target traffic violators, specifically those who speed in school zones, drive distracted, and disregard stopped school buses that are loading and unloading children. And go ahead and put down that cell phone as well, because starting in January, we told you about this before, a new Tennessee state law will go into effect that makes using a handheld cell phone illegal in active school zones, and that means no texting or talking while in a school zone. Now, officials tell me that every year they see this happen. They say that drivers are in that summertime habit, thinking that they can get from point A to point B quicker than they normally can. But again, summer time is over, and in school zones you'll need to slow down and pay attention because it will take you a little bit longer all across the county. THP and police officers say it's going to be very heavily trafficked over the next school year, so just pay attention and give yourself some extra time. Live in Hamilton County, Tim Pham, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you so much, Tim. Well, starting tonight, you'll start seeing some changes to the I-24 East Bridge over Chestnut Street. That's a known trouble spot for drivers. TDOT is hoping a repair will cut down on the number of crashes in that area. The bridge's deck will be replaced to prevent skidding. Compared to other bridges its size, it's seen 4 times as many crashes over the last few years. Work will begin this week on the traffic shift. Now you'll be detoured to exit 178. That's the Lookout Mountain Broad Street exit.
I think that we can stomach the inconveniences if it's due to saving lives.
We know that it's not a good area and that something needed to be done, so we hope that this will improve the area and decrease traffic crashes considerably.
So starting tonight at 7, crews will get ready to shift traffic, and once that's done, they'll close the red portion of I-24 East to get ready for delays. That project is expected to be finished by mid-November. We'll be sure to keep you updated, and we have a lot more about this project online and inside the WRCB app.
Yeah, this morning, if you need to take McCauley Ferry Road or Dayton Pike to get to work or school, you'll want to find an alternate route in Soddy Daisy. There is a major water break on McCauley Ferry, which has caused the road to close, and one northbound lane of Dayton Pike is closed. The intersection. These closures could last a few days, depending on the extent of that damage. Of course, we'll keep you updated on that water main break repair.
Well, teachers witness some of the hardships that students face every day, and it's those challenges, Sergeant Josh May says, that can lead some kids to join gangs. He works with gangs in Chattanooga on a daily basis, and yesterday he used his knowledge to help teachers at Brown Middle School understand what signs to look for. It all helps teachers help steer kids in the right direction. Now, many were surprised to learn that those affiliated with gangs don't just stay in the inner city.
With the explosion of social media and just the way the world has become more fluid on the internet, there's opportunities for individuals across the county, across the state, no matter what school, what neighborhood you grow up in, to be involved in this type of activity.
Now, May hopes presentations like these help those in the community learn more about gangs and how and maybe why they operate. And it's also important to note that gang paraphernalia, so signs, colors, symbols, are not allowed inside schools.
Well, Chattanooga police are investigating the city's latest homicide. It happened on Lightfoot Mill Road. Investigators identified the victim as 23-year-old Deontay James. He is described as a validated gang member. Norfolk Southern Police reported a suspicious vehicle around 9:30 last night parked on the side of the road. When police responded, they found James suffering from a gunshot wound. He died on the scene. Now, this death marks the city's 26th homicide of 2017. Officials say homicides are up by 3 this time over last year, but overall shootings are down.
We've had a lot of domestics, a lot of domestic situations, a lot of narcotic, bad drug deals. How people are still getting killed for marijuana in 2017 is beyond me, but it's still happening.
Now, police aren't sure if the shooting is gang-related or not. They're still investigating a motive. If you have any information, you're asked to call Chattanooga Police.
Well, we've been hearing the rain all morning long on our roof. It's a wet start to the first day of school. All right.
David Carnes, I know a lot of people excited about that first day outfits, their new shoes.
My gosh, yeah.
Maybe hold on for a day.
Yeah, because you know how the new shoes, they're really bright white.
Yep.
And you don't want to get the mud on them. At least that's the way it was when I was a kid. Is it still that way?
Canvas is hard to clean.
It is, really. Outside we go, you do a little spray and wash on them. 72 degrees Chattanooga, 72 in Cleveland, and 68 degrees in Murphy, 68 in Blue Ridge. Here's our current radar imagery, and you can see, a few showers lifting up here and there. We've got some storms to our southwest that's going to bring in some heavier rainfall. And on and off showers and thunderstorms are possible through the day. Today we'll put the rain chance at 60%. So as you are heading off for your first day of school, do expect some wet roads. Be very, very careful as you are heading in. I know the bus drivers will be extremely careful. We'll get up to 81 degrees by 3 p.m. And rain chance, about a 40% chance of scattered storms this afternoon. So just be aware of that through the day. We'll have more coming up on your weekend forecast. Just a moment.
All right, David, thanks so much. This is 75 at Ottawa. Things looking A-OK. Again, the only thing to remind you to slow down around school zones, school buses, and of course Macaulay Ferry Road, Dayton Pike, and Soddy Daisy shut down one northbound lane due to that water main break. We'll keep you updated right here on Channel 3.
Changes to UTC's disabled parking policy has some concern for the new school year. The school is now requiring those with state-issued disability plates or place cards to buy a $100 parking permit. According to a new policy, if you have a valid state-issued disability license plate but not a UTC parking permit, you'll be given a warning citation. After the third time, you'll be charged $25. But some aren't concerned about the money. One disabled veteran is concerned about how she will get around campus.
To some, it's more than an inconvenience. To some, this is going to be an improbability for them to get to class now. Whether you're walking or if you're in a wheelchair, the distance is just too much.
Now, UTC sent out a campus-wide email back in June. The new parking policy will go into effect starting August 21st.
All right, it is 5:08 on this Thursday morning. Let's go ahead and check your sports headlines with Jill Jelnick.
One man's misfortune is another man's opportunity. And that's how Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin described their quarterback situation at the moment. Pittsburgh decided to rest Big Ben for their preseason game this Friday, which would have made backup quarterback Landry Jones the starter. But Jones is currently out with an abdominal injury, which means next in line is former Vol Josh Dobbs.
Landry's been dealing with injuries, so it gives Josh an opportunity to start the game, and I know he's excited about it. I know I'm excited about watching him play the quarterback position in that group and lead us in that way.
Dobbs was selected by the Steelers in the 4th round of the 2017 draft. Just to be clear, though, he's not taking the starting job away from two-time Super Bowl champ Big Ben. But Dobbs could, however, make a case to be an option to replace him when the 34-year-old decides to retire. Friday night's game is a 7 p.m. kickoff on the road against the Giants. In other news, the Atlanta Falcons have now signed their star running back Devontae Freeman to a 5-year contract extension, which now makes him the highest paid running back in the league. You can find that story and more on our website, WRCBTV.com. For now, I'm Jill Jelnick. I hope you guys have a terrific Thursday.
Time is now 5:09. Coming up on Eyewitness News Today.
A CPD officer was arrested. Find out what he's accused of doing after the break. Well, a Chattanooga police officer is now facing charges of driving under the influence after he was arrested on Sunday. Police say 28-year-old Michael Trumbo was attempting to merge onto Highway 27 from MLK Boulevard when he missed the ramp. They say he ended up in one of the construction areas and went down a small embankment. Officer Trumbo was not injured in that crash. He's been placed on administrative leave.
Well, in Nashville, new developments in a case of a murder of a nurse. Now, the grand jury issued an indictment charging this man, 25-year-old Christopher McLawhorn, with the murder of 23-year-old Tiffany Ferguson. Police say in February, McLawhorn randomly broke into Ferguson's apartment and stabbed her to death. Ferguson had been a nurse at St. Thomas West Hospital in Nashville. Now, if found guilty, McLawhorn could face life in prison.
5:12 coming up on Eyewitness News Today.
We'll have more on a North Georgia woman's mission to return a priceless family keepsake to its rightful owner. Stick around. You don't want to miss this story.
Good morning. Quick look at the tropics. Tropical storm Franklin on shore. It did make it a hurricane status. It is just going to continue to be a huge rainmaker for Mexico, and that is one of several little tropical disturbances that we're keeping an eye on. This one will just be a big rainmaker for South Florida. And this one not expected to develop much, but it's just an indication that the tropics starting to percolate and get a little bit more active as we head through August and into September. Holiday and downtown camera showing some wet roads, some clouds, maybe a few drizzles still around the downtown area. We are going to see some showers on and off, maybe even a few storms popping up through the day. We're also going to be warming back up over the next couple of days. Low 80s today, upper 80s, near 90 by this weekend. Right now we're in the low 70s in and around the Chattanooga area, 66 up toward Murphy, 69 in Blue Ridge. And over the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, looking at various rainfall amounts, 1/4 to 1/2 inch widespread. Localized areas may get up to 1 inch of rain here and there. Right now we're looking at a few showers drifting through the Chattanooga area with some heavy rain and thunderstorms moving up through northeast Alabama toward the Marion County and Hamilton County. We'll see that again on and off through the day today. You can see just a lot of energy even this morning popping up around the southeast. Well, the low stirring things up with the moisture in the air today is going to continue to drift eastward. So a few spotty showers and storms through early evening, and then for your Thursday night into Friday, not much of a chance of rain until late morning, and then on the back side of that low, maybe a few showers will drop the rain chance down to 30% though for our Friday late morning and early afternoon. And then late afternoon, that low continues to move eastward, takes the energy with it, and Friday evening into Friday night, I think you're going to be rain free for whatever activities you have. Saturday should be okay most of the day. Late afternoon, we may have a few showers as a front works its way through. We're going to see the humidity lowering again, but temperatures will be near 90 degrees by Saturday afternoon and Sunday. And this front is basically going to pull up stationary south of Chattanooga on Sunday, and that is going to keep our forecast fairly similar really right through the first half of next week. We're going to have a few showers popping up here and there, but on into the middle of next week, most of the rain is going to stay to our south. I would expect more flooding problems from Atlanta down to Montgomery and over into Jackson, but for Chattanooga, just some spotty showers on and off here and there. Scattered showers, a few late storms today, 83 degrees for the high. After a few evening storms will clear out, 72 for the overnight low, and 87 for the high on Friday after some late morning and early afternoon showers. Rain chance not huge over the weekend, but 30% chance by Sunday as we warm up to 89, and then we level off in the mid 80s with a rain chance 30% each day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, guys.
I'll take it.
Yep.
If it's anything like yesterday, it was awesome.
I know. A little more humid, but still, you know, we're in the 80s for August. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, David.
You got it.
Well, in North Georgia, a woman is on a mission to return a priceless family keepsake to the rightful owner. Lori Wellborn of Fort Oglethorpe found a baby book 12 years ago when her family first moved into their home. Now, she forgot about the 50-year-old baby book for years until she began packing for another move. Instead of tossing it out, she hopes to find the person it belongs to.
Well, it's heartbreaking, and I just think that if it were my baby book, I would want to get that back, you know, so that has the handwriting of my family members and some of those first milestones of my life. I would want to have that.
She posted photos on Facebook hoping to find the baby and received hundreds of shares with people eager to help, but so far no luck. We have more details about the book inside the WRCB app. If you have any information about the owner of this baby book, contact our newsroom and we'll help you get in contact with the Wellborn family.
In the Knoxville area, a Vietnam veteran has been trying to find the family of a Purple Heart recipient. The medal was found at a yard sale 2 years ago. The name on the Purple Heart is John B. Nichols. Maurice Allard of Madisonville has been holding on to it, searching for its rightful owner. Allard said a friend of his neighbors found not one but 2 Purple Heart medals at a yard sale. He was able to find the family of one, but he's still searching to find the owner of the second medal. Now, we have more details about this search on our website.
Well, Hollywood is coming to a small town in North Georgia. Tunnel Hill will soon be featured in a major motion picture movie. Officials chose the historic railroad tunnel to become the location for a scene in a new movie coming out. The railroad was built in the 1850s to allow trains to pass through the Chattooga Mountain. Now, there's no word yet on what the movie is about or who's going to be in it. We do know that filming will begin next June, so still a while away, and that movie isn't set to be released until the year 2019, but still, that's pretty cool.
Very cool. All right, what's not as cool? Ooh, this. How about this major traffic mess in Arkansas with Interstate you see right there is littered with frozen pizzas yesterday after a semi carrying a truckload of them crashed. Well, thankfully, officials say no one was injured in the accident. Officials say the semi hit the center column of a bridge. Of course, though, the big deal there, quite the mess to clean up.
It's not delivery, it's a disaster.
It is. Oh, that was so
Love it.
good. I just...
All right, 5:19 coming up on Eyewitness News Today.
Speaking of disaster, North Korea is once again escalating tensions with the U.S. by vowing to launch an attack near a U.S. territory by mid-August. We'll have the very latest from Washington when we come back.
Well, good Thursday morning. Tensions are still high with North Korea after the president's strong words earlier this week as the Secretary of State tries to take a more measured tone. NBC's Tracy Potts has the latest from Washington.
Met with fire, fury.
Calling President Trump's fire and fury warning a load of nonsense, North Korea issues a new, more specific threat, a show of force, promising to fire 4 missiles into the waters surrounding the U.S. territory of Guam. Guam's governor on Fox.
There is concern and worry, but there's no panic.
Defense Secretary James Mattis warns North Korea will lose any conflict it initiates.
They're not going to make a out-of-the-blue strike against the United States, Japan, Guam, or South Korea because they know that's national suicide.
But could the U.S. act first? Multiple military sources tell NBC the Pentagon has prepared a preemptive strike plan involving B-1 bombers targeting missile launch sites in North Korea. Critics fear that's a bad move.
Kim Jong-un would be compelled to respond. He would lash out militarily. That's a bad set of outcomes from where we sit today.
The safer alternative, diplomacy.
The pressure campaign, we see that working.
U.S. diplomats aren't giving up on avoiding a military conflict. Despite the Secretary of State trying to downplay the president's comments on North Korea, the State Department says they're on the same page. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
NBC News has also confirmed that the FBI searched the home of President Trump's former campaign manager. Agents entered Paul Manafort's home in Alexandria, Virginia with a search warrant in the pre-dawn hours on July 26th. Sources of knowledge of special counsel Robert Mueller's inquiry into Manafort say the search of Manafort's residence is tied to the investigation into his business dealings and financial relationships, both in the U.S. and abroad. Manafort's spokesman said in part that Mr. Manafort has consistently cooperated with law enforcement. A preliminary hearing continues today in the case of a student's death at Penn State University. A 19-year-old Timothy Piazza died after a night of drinking at the Beta Theta Pi fraternity house. Authorities say Piazza fell down the stairs during an alcohol-fueled pledge night in February. He died at a hospital 2 days later. 18 fraternity brothers and the Beta Theta Pi fraternity itself have been charged with charges ranging from involuntary manslaughter to evidence tampering.
Well, police in France have arrested the driver of a car that allegedly rammed into a group of soldiers outside Paris. The arrest followed a high-speed highway chase in which a SWAT team shot the suspect 5 times. He survived and was taken to the hospital. Yesterday, the BMW injured 6 soldiers. The town's mayor called the incident an act of terrorism. The mayor has also identified the suspect. Now, right now, it's not clear if the suspect acted alone or on behalf of a terrorist organization.
Coming up on Eyewitness News today.
In Chattanooga, students at Rivermont Elementary School can expect to see a lot of changes to their classrooms. We have more in a live report after the break.
with coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News Today.
It's 5:30. Good morning, Tennessee Valley. Thank you for watching Channel 3 Eyewitness News Today. I'm Michelle Herron in for Latrice Curry.
I'm John Martin. Thanks for joining us on this soggy Thursday morning. David Carnes joins us now to talk about those kids going back to school and what they need to wear.
You must hear them smiling, right?
Yes.
Cover up the brand new clothes